This is Scott Catlin, and I'm a bad beat fighter.
Oh, hi Scott. It's good to see you again. Getting ready for Badbeat 6. Badbeat 5, oh my gosh, you blew us away. You made some claims, and you stuck with your guns, and you really came up ahead with that victory against Gabe Ruediger. For those who didn't get a chance to see Badbeat 5 with your fight with Gabe, it was a lot to talk about, especially with the interviews and how you told him you wouldn't be knocked out, and you pulled through. You really tested him, and you came out ahead, and I'm very proud of you.
Well, thanks. You know, I was the underdog on paper. However, as I said going into the fight, those who knew Gabe and also knew myself didn't necessarily see it the same way. They thought it was, you know, either he was gonna put me to sleep or I was gonna knock him out. So you could probably tell before, during, and after the fight, you know, it was a good victory. But I wasn't really surprised, and that's no disrespect to him. It's kind of what I expected.
All right, your opponent for this fight is Bill the Grill Cooper. What do you know about Bill?
Well, I'm tired of hearing about him. For one, let me put that out there right now. When Brett first gave a list of opponents, I was like, Bill Cooper? Like, okay, I'll take Bill Cooper, because the only Bill Cooper I knew was Bill Cooper, Jiu-Jitsu, Grappler's Quest champion, and frankly, I didn't even know he was doing MMA. So what I know about him, he's a jiu-jitsu phenom. He's put a lot of high-level, heavy, world-class black belts to sleep. We've trained with a lot of the same people. So it's funny how, I don't know if he's rubbed some people the wrong way, or if he's they're jealous of him, or what it is, but there's a lot of people that have come out of the woodworks who would like to see him lose. You know, I don't know him. I don't have anything against him. Let's put that out there right now. But there's a lot of people who are that we are mutual acquaintances or training partners that we've had over the years, who have divulged a lot of his game plan and his secrets.
Well, I won't ask you to reveal any of yours, but I just want to ask you, how is training going? And knowing how he is with jiu-jitsu, has it changed the way you're approaching this fight?
Yes and no. I've trained very little stand-up, very little sparring. What I have done is I've bounced around different people that I know that have trained with him. There's one major difference going into this fight is we ended up on, when I did my last interview and I talked about the fight with Gabe, I specifically said if we're on the ground, it's because Gabe takes it there. The difference with, and the reason for that was, I was 100% convinced that Gabe wasn't going to be able to submit me, and as long as I survived, I was going to end up landing the punches that were going to knock him out. There's a difference here. Let me make this clear. I want no part of playing jiu-jitsu with Bill Cooper. If it was a grappling tournament, I would have said, hell no, I'm not doing a grappling tournament against Bill Cooper. But it's a fight. So if you want to pull deep half guard, or go for a flying triangle, or spin for, you know, a knee bar from standing in a fight, that's totally different. So the difference here is I don't have a problem saying it. I'm not playing jiu-jitsu if I'm not going to stand in front of him like I did with Gabe. Because with Gabe, I knew I could hit him with the left hand, and I didn't care if he took me down. Here, there'll be a lot of movement angles, but I won't be doing a Clay Guida. It'll look more like, you know, maybe Alexander Gustafsson, or Anderson Silva-ish. So it'll be moving with striking with the intent to end the night. The difference between evading and striking and counter punching and turning and as opposed to running and making a circle. So I mean, you can evade. I'm not trying to get hit. I can take a punch, but I'm not trying to get hit, nor do I need to. So if you swing hard at me, which most grapplers do, and I know Bill's a strong guy, and he throws hard punches. But my response to that is so, because most wrestlers, most grapplers throw hard in order to close the distance. But the difference when the puzzle people have to figure out when they fight me is what appears to be on film as far as openings. Once they get inside the cage, it's not the same because I'm not quite as fast as Ed Ratliff or Melvin Gillard, but I'm almost as fast. I'm not as long as Donald Cerrone or Joe Lozon, but I'm almost as long. And I'm both-handed. So when you put all that together in the angles, it throws people off their normal comfort zone.
Yeah, with the last fight, you really did throw off Gabe, as you say, the underdog. Do you like having the underdog role?
You know, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't matter one way or another. Especially in this case, I guess the one reason I'm annoyed about, I constantly hear about is Bill is, and this is not to discredit what he's done. It's impressive, his resume and what he's done in jiu-jitsu, and starting as young as he did, and as many tournaments as he's won. I mean, he's won, you know, he's grappled against some very high level guys. But I see it differently because being older, what a lot of people don't know is by the time I was 12, I was considered basically a shoo-in to win a gold medal in boxing in the Olympics. By the time Bill was walking, I was a teenager playing basketball against grown men, dunking a basketball. You know, I played pro football. Scary's not going against a jiu-jitsu guy. Scary's having a 290-pound pulling guard come at you that you have to take on. Scary is playing arena football and turning your back on 250-pound steroided up guys trying to kill you, and they're pissed off because that's all they get to do is run down on kickoff. You know, so I see it a little differently. It doesn't matter being an underdog. It doesn't matter because a fight's a fight. It doesn't matter what people say. Everybody should see that from the last fight. Oh, Gabe this, Gabe that. And I was like, well, yeah, okay. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to hit him. He can't avoid a left hand and he might get a takedown. He's not going to choke me out and then I'm going to knock him out.
Which is exactly what happened.
This is exactly how it went.